Watchtime show sponsored by digital agency Mint Twist. The Watchtime show.
So hello and welcome to Watchtime. My name is Elliot King.
And I'm Alexandra King.
And we are from Mint Twist, the international digital agency. And this show is being streamed, it's been multi-streamed to YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, and a number of other places using restream.io. So Alexandra, what are we speaking about this week?
Well, I wasn't sure if I wanted to do this one, but we've decided to make it about The Apprentice.
That's right. So The Apprentice is obviously an international, very popular international TV show. It's very big in the UK, and in the UK at the moment, it's being they're repeating previous episodes, and they're currently showing the series 12, in which ours truly, Alexandra, was featured. And so we thought we'll do an episode today talking all about your experience.
Yeah, all-round experience, the process of getting in, being on the show, and the after effects.
Yeah. So tell us, what was it in your background that you felt made you right for the show?
Well, I don't know about right for the show, but my daughter had a dream that I was on it. We used to watch The Apprentice, and I thought, oh, that's a bit strange. Maybe that's a sign. And I applied after a couple of glasses of wine and got in. I suppose what triggered me to try, besides my daughter, was the fact that before that I had been in full-time billing systems integration, quite a high flyer all around the world implementing these systems, billing systems. And then I had my kids and I had to wind down and move into more temporary work, semi-permanent. And I thought, actually, this is a great way to get me back into it properly.
Yeah. And so the application process is obviously pretty competitive. I think it's over 100,000 people apply and only 18 or so get onto the show.
Yeah. I mean,
how did you do it?
As I mentioned in another Watchtime episode, I really enjoyed the application process. That part was very, very professional, business-like, and pretty much real-world stuff. So it wasn't so much entertainment for anyone. It was just, little business tests that you had to do. And maybe there was a bit of media stuff where you had to do pieces to camera and things. But overall, that whole process, which took several months, was, for me, the most enjoyable challenge. I loved it.
Yeah. Yeah. And what do you think the producers were looking for from the candidates?
Well, what we have to understand about reality TV, and this is where I thought, because this is a business show, it's not, Love Island or I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, or anything like that, or SAS Who Dares Wins. This is a business show, so it's going to be very professional, and they expect us to do our absolute best and give it all we got. But what I found was, that I was on an entertainment show, and the priority, it wasn't really about your professional performance so much and doing the best job that you can do and doing it honestly and properly. It was about, you were being served on a platter as entertainment to the public.
Yeah. So they're looking for characters, aren't they? They're looking for people that stand out. They don't want any shrinking violets here.
No, they are looking for, you have to be entertaining in some way. So, but you also, I suppose at the end of it, in order to work with Lord Sugar, there does have to be something there. So it's big personalities with something that can be offered at the end of it, but throughout the process, and ideally you're there to entertain. That's the objective. That's
right. Okay. And so the actual experience of the show, of the production of the show, how did that work? How did that go for you?
Well, for me, because there was this whole entertainment spin, which took priority over doing things properly and professionally, which I value and love, I actually found that quite stressful. I didn't like the entertainment side interfering with what we had to do. And at the same time, I was also moving house. So I was very worried about what was going on back home, because after not ever leaving my children or husband, ever, I was then put into this new environment with these people, not talking to my family, not knowing what's going on. And I was worrying about the house move, worrying about what's going to happen. And when I worry, I tend not to eat and not to sleep at all. So I really started working myself into something and thinking I'm a terrible mum, that I'm not at home, and then worrying about this entertainment thing and not being able to do things properly. And it was all just like, I took it too seriously, and I should have just been like, do you know what, this is TV, can just get fired by Lord Sugar the normal way and everything will be okay. But no.
So it's worth probably pointing out for the viewers, it's not like a day job thing. It's not like you go away filming, you come back to your home in the evening. You're actually away full time for many
really
weeks.
Basically no contact, very limited, and even if there is, it's highly monitored and timed. So it's just not. It's not realistic. It's not the real world.
Yeah.
Definitely isolated on purpose. So it's a highly strung environment.
Yeah.
And I suppose I just wasn't in the right mind frame at all at that period in my life.
Yeah.
Not at all.
So as the weeks went by, you did well in week 1. You survived in week 2. And week 3, despite being being called back into the boardroom,
I was never in the bottom. I was never called back into the bottom 3. I always managed to get out of it, and I always managed to perform, no matter what. But I think I just came to the realization that it wasn't for me, and I would let the younger kids get on with it.
And so tell us, for those of us who haven't seen the episode, what happened in week 4?
Well, I just walked out. Yeah.
So Alexandra was the only candidate to have walked out mid-task in The Apprentice, and I guess it took the production team.
It took them by surprise. It also took a lot of guts, because you have Lord Sugar and he expects things to be done a certain way, and everyone, should abide ideally by his rules and the rules of production. But when I make a decision about something, that's it. No one's going to change my mind. But they did ask me to retake the scene a few times, so I did that for them, and then went off. And I never cry, like maybe 4 times in my whole entire life, and I had a really long cry afterwards. It was just like a relief. And I was really happy to go home. It sounds all really terrible and negative the way I'm speaking now, but overall, it was a positive experience. I'm very happy that I did it.
We'll come on to the positives.
So I don't want to be overly negative.
I think
it was tough. It was tough.
Look, it's great. It's great to hear the inside track. So your immediate feelings of having walked off this show, what were you feeling? What were your worries? What were your concerns?
I mean, walking off the show, I was very worried about letting the team down. I still was, in my mind, taking this seriously and thinking that, it's like a job, but it's not a job, it's entertainment. It was incredibly fantastic for them that I walked off the show because it was very entertaining and had great ratings. So I did my job as far as the production of Apprentice was concerned. But obviously, for the task, that wasn't great. And then I just wanted to be at home and lick my wounds and recover mentally and, not beat myself too much up about it that I've walked off,
Yeah. So you mentioned, look, it is a TV show. And I think, word got out in advance of that episode airing that someone was going to walk off the show. So actually that particular episode had the highest number of viewers out of all of the episodes. I think the final included. So 8 million people watched that in the UK.
Let me just say, that's the thing. It is an entertainment show. So to walk off an entertainment show, to go be with your family and move house made more sense to me. But of course, when you're on a real job, for example, when I was in Gambia, and that got really tough and the work was really hard and I felt like throwing in the towel and going, I'm overwhelmed by what I need to do. I stuck with it because a country depended on a billing system. This is quite different. It's an entertainment show. And at the end of the day, as far as I was concerned, I brought the entertainment home. Yeah. I delivered the entertainment.
You delivered the entertainment, but
I could go.
But the angle of the show, because of the nature of TV and the nature, particularly of reality TV, it had to be sort of boiled down into a sort of a single narrative. And so the narrative for that particular episode and for your particular subplot in that show was Alexandra right to walk, or not? And I think initially you felt that the majority of the public would be against the decision.
Yeah, no, they were completely supportive. I had so many of messages coming in. I mean, very, very supportive, lovely. And I felt reassured. It was fantastic. However, I also had trolls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a minority though, wasn't it? It was a minority of the
people. But when you have a little bit of a platform and you suddenly gain some fame and then you're hit by the troll wave for the first time, it's like, oh, how can people be so mean to me? They don't even know me. They don't know anything about me. How can they say that? No. And then you just, especially some comments, like to say to me that I'm a quitter is like, don't say that to me because I will do everything and whatever it takes. When it matters, I will stick with it. I can die and I will still stick with it. But, so to be called that, I took immense offense to, and I found that really hurtful. However, I realized that I'm stronger than I think. And I actually was able to absorb, rationalize, grow thicker skin, and become a stronger person.
Yeah. There was definitely some pretty negative abuse, but it was almost like the more negative abuse that you had, the more strongly some people,
I
people
had
you
fans
didn't even
defending
know,
me,
who would come
fabulous.
to your defense.
I've just never experienced that before. That was just the most crazy thing, because you have these arguments going on Twitter, and you're watching this, and there's people defending you that you've never met. And till this day, I have to just say thank you, because I have the most wonderful fan base and people that are so supportive and lovely. And, whenever I can help and, give back, I do to those,
It's a really interesting sort of side effect of a bit of press, probably particularly because you had this quite sort of interesting storyline.
Yeah.
You've attracted a section of people that have followed you ever since.
But I tell you what I've lost, well, maybe not so much lost officially, but lost unofficially, is some friends that I thought were my really good friends. As soon as I got on The Apprentice, they just turned out not to be the friends that I thought they would be. Yeah. And it's just so sad, because...
So what do you think that is then? What is that? Is that jealousy? Is it?
I don't know. Maybe I suppose I started to post, and I had a platform. I put myself out there, and maybe they thought, "Oh, we don't like your post. Or you look a little bit too sexy that day, or you look a little bit like this, or you just look bad." I don't know, or just your face is annoying. Whatever it is, or don't talk about The Apprentice. I don't know. Whatever it was, it just became really negative for a certain group. But that's why I think for anyone going into this, you've got to surround yourself and actually cocoon yourself with people that love and trust, and they love you and know you and trust you just the same way, because that will see you through everything, no matter what happens, no matter what it is, no matter what's thrown at you, no matter which troll comes. If you have that support network, you're very strong. Yeah. And the friends that aren't really friends, you're going to find out who they are really quickly. So it's just part of life.
Certainly an interesting experience.
Yeah.
So I think you've said to me before, when people are paying you compliments, don't take them too seriously. When people are giving you negative feedback, don't take it too seriously, which I've always thought was...
Yeah, because you can't define yourself by your fans. You can't define yourself by your social media. You define yourself by what's really important: your family, the love, your children. I would even say your pets, animals, nature, things that really, really matter, not trivial things and likes and no. So and just who you are. So if someone gives you a compliment, people don't owe you anything. No one has to give you a compliment. It's lovely to get a compliment. You say thank you. But you don't let your head swell. And the same way, if someone's nasty to you, just go, okay, well, and if you can learn something, because some criticism can be valuable, then you take that. You learn from it.
Okay. Look, it's very nice. So any final words then for any of those people that have been following your story over the last few years?
Well, there's going to be more to come.
Oh.
I mean, with myself, I'm quite spontaneous, but I always have something up my sleeve. So watch this space. And I would say to anyone thinking of embarking.
And that concludes today's episode. I hope you've enjoyed it. And if you have, do subscribe to get subsequent episodes automatically. In the meantime, if you'd like to find out more about digital marketing, please visit mintwist.com. Thanks so much for joining us, and see you again soon.
And never let anyone bully you and tell you what you need to do. You do what's right for you, for your family, for your circle, for your mental health, for the good of the world. Trust your own instinct, not what society tells you or what a production crew wants from you or anything like that. You are the boss, and you're the one that can fire, not the other way around.
Okay. All right. Well, look, thanks very much for listening. We'll look forward to seeing you again on another episode very soon.
Take care.
Bye-bye.